Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how to fix a ceiling fan switch that the chain is broken. So I have a new chain that I'm going to use. You also need flathead screwdrivers, and you might need a pair of pliers because sometimes this thing is very difficult to be removed. So first, you're going to take your very time, be cautious, and move away these clips to try to get the switch open. But before you go to that, I want to show you something. What you need to make note of is your wires, okay? So what you're going to look at the numbers at the back of your switch right here. So notice number 1 is aligned to gray, number 2 to brown, number 3 to purple, and black is live, okay? So make sure you notice that. So you can write that on a piece of paper. So just in case one of these wires actually removed, you can know where to put them back. All right, so I'm going to use this screwdriver to attempt to pull this out, and this plastic here is kind of hard, so I got to resort to the let me resort to the pliers. So you just use the pliers and kind of squeeze on it a little bit, real hard, as best as possible. This thing is really stubborn to remove sometimes. All right, I get it out. So one part is all it come out. All right, good. So again, just in case your copper wires, if they jump out, just again put them back in the position. Again, that's why it's also important to note exactly where the wires are. So just in case the wires are removed, you know where to put them back. All right. So all you need to do is just snap back the copper wire in place and put it back all the way to where it was. All right, and you could snap back your wire in like so. All right, but let's get to the switch part, which is when let's move it aside. Now, the first thing I wanted to note with this thing is that when you're moving this, there's a spring underneath the bottom. All right, so there's a spring underneath the bottom, so be careful when you're removing that spring. So what I'm going to do is to hold my hand on top, because if you don't do that, what happens, the parts could fly all over the place. All right, so just hold it down, remove the cap. All right, notice there was a jump just now because of spring action. All right, and so the first thing is to connect your chain onto your metallic plate. All right, let's call this the metallic plate for now, and you're going to put it on like this. All right, now what I'm going to do, notice it dropped right off. Right, so what I'm going to do is to tighten it a little bit with the pliers. All right, so give it a little tight. Squeeze here, and be careful, do not bend this metallic plate up at all. Do not bend it. All right, just try to tighten where the chain will be attached. All right, give it a little squeeze so it be fastened on tightly. All right, so what's important, I'm going to show you something that is very, very important in assembling this thing. Let me put the camera down flat so you get a better view of what I'm doing. All right, so now the spring must be rest in like this. All right, so there are two ends on the spring. All right, you have a lower lip and upper lip. All right, or ends of the spring. Now what you're going to do is to make sure, because this is very important for the switch to work, you must make sure that the lower end of the spring is rest onto this bead. So notice there's a bead here, right? So you put it on the left side. It must be on the left side. So what you can do now is to put your chain through. All right, so put the chain through like so. Once the chain is through, now what is important now, and this part is going to be critically important, right? Because if you do not set your spring on the left side of this bead, right, if you do not do that, then the switch will not work. Also, what is critically important is that the top part of the spring, or the top end of the spring, must rest between the chain and the metallic plate. So what I'm going to do is to kind of do it like this. Create a little loop and put it through. All right, bring it a little closer so you could see it. So notice what happened here. The end of the spring, the top end of the spring is above the chain and resting on the flat part of the metallic plate. And then all you need to do is to put it in like that. All right, so you must set it like that. Let me bring a little closer so you could probably see it a little better. So right there, good. So again, chain, end of spring above the chain, and rest on the metallic plate. And so if you do not do that, the spring will never work. Okay, and once you do that, what you can do now is to put in this plastic piece, because this is going to be very important. All right, so notice there are two parts of it. You have a square part and a round end. The round end go into the bottom or go in first, and the top, or the part that will push out, will be the square end. All right, and it doesn't matter the position which you put it, to be honest. All right, so just put it on like that. Doesn't matter the position. So once it's on, what you can do now is to put on this other plastic part. The end that I'm showing you now, which has these steps, will turn down, and this part will be up. All right, the good thing about this piece is that the casing is designed a way only to hold this in one place, so you can't go wrong. Just figure out exactly how you put it on, and once you put it on like that and snap it in, again you only go one way, right? So that's snapping automatic, and then now you should have a working switch. So once you pull on it, you could hear that clicking sound of the switch. The switch is now able to function. All right, so you have a functioning switch at this time. All right, so you're good to go. And then the next thing you have to do now is just to reassemble your switch onto this. So what you need to do is to align the clips into those holes like so. All right, and just snap on. Let me put it in view of the camera. All right, so once you snap on, you're good. So now you have a working switch. You can reassemble your ceiling fan, and you're good. All right, again, check your wires to make sure your wires are in properly. All right, so again, hopefully this demonstration was useful. All right, so take care, and I will see you soon.